I have Roger Weidner with me, and he is one of the community activists here in Portland. I've seen a lot of his stuff on YouTube, and he was director of the consumer fraud
in the Multnomah County District Attorney's Office in 75 and 76.
And anyway, he's going to talk a little bit about. I've seen some of his stuff on YouTube, so I want to talk about the current state of affairs and what people should be doing. So, Roger.
Thank you. Number one, people, I said, these courtrooms belong to you. If some public employees is going to take something from a citizen in this community or this country, that public employee, no matter who he is, must give that citizen equal protection and due process of law. That means a fair hearing with a neutral judge. Now that is not what's been going on in these courtrooms for a long, long time. I've had former judges tell me, oh, you're going to fight him. I've been in this 20 years trying to restore to the citizens of Oregon constitutional courts. And by constitutional courts, I mean a court where you can have remedy. It shouldn't cost any citizen more than $2,500 to pay a guy like me to draft a complaint, prepare a motion for summary judgment, and go into the court and put that on the record and have remedy. If you've been injured, that's what the courtroom is supposed to do. But because of the corruption that is set into the court system, no matter what the injury, whether they're taking your children, your lands, or your property, you, the victim, cannot get into that courtroom and speak like I'm speaking now about your injury on the record, under oath, in a court of record, and have remedy. If you're being attacked, funny, Wilbur Gaston and Pamela Gaston and I have been arrested a total of 43 times for trying to speak in the courtroom. I've been jailed 300 days. I've been arrested 21 times. They had me in the maximum security of the Oregon Insane Asylum, holding me down, sticking needles in me, wrapping me in chains, trying to say I had a persecutorial delusion because I thought these judges were corrupt. Ed Snook with the U.S. Observer, he said there's thousands of us that have the same exact persecutorial delusion. And so this is what I've been doing for the last 20 years. I've been helping people who've had their children or their property stolen. I get the crowd of people there in the lobby of the courthouse, tell them what's going on. You file the complaint with the clerk of the court, and then you move for summary judgment. You do not need an attorney to do this. Go down to your law library and look at a complaint form, a racketeering complaint form, an abuse of conspiracy against the rights of the citizen complaint form. File that complaint with the clerk of the court, and then move for summary judgment on that complaint and the facts in it, and prepare an affidavit with exhibits that details all the criminal conduct of the other side. And then when you go into the courtroom, you tell the judge, I'm hereby special appearance judge, whoever you are, until informed that I'm proceeding in a court of constitutional due process, an adversary system, plaintiff, defendant, neutral judge. And I don't care what he does. If he says, if he doesn't answer that, I'm there on the record. I'm not conceding the jurisdiction of my case, this two-party action, me and the defendants, to that judge. I'm not allowing him into this, and you just have to believe me, people, as a trial attorney, when I tell you that's what a special appearance is. And if you don't do that, you turn your legal corporate self over to the judge. So no matter what you think or what, they do what they want to with you. And this is how people have gotten caught up in this system, and they're taking their children and their lands and their property. I said, people, you cannot do that. You have a moral, absolute moral duty to your posterity to pass on to them clean constitutional government and no debt. That's a moral responsibility. And you cannot have constitutional government unless you have constitutional courts. And a constitutional court is where the judges are neutral. And the only way I've been able to make them neutral is to fill up the courtroom with outraged citizens and saying, we're in here to put this on the record, Judge, and if you don't want to hear it, you can go in the back room. That's what I told Gregory West down in Salem. I've had 9 of these judges, people, on the stand, charging them, the same judges that were ordering my arrest. I've had them on the stand, and they've sat there red-faced, bumping into doors as they leave the courtroom. 5 of them I've charged on the bench, and 4 of those got up and ran out of the courtroom. People say, look, the crooks. This is what's going on in our court system, people. You, the citizens, you have, when the government fears the people, you have liberty. When the people fear the government, you have tyranny. and a society of sheep begets a government of wolves. And final statement, Plato said it 2,500 years ago, the price that good citizens pay for not involving themselves in politics is to be ruled by fools and thieves, people. The time is now. Stand up, scream at your congressman. We want this corruption over. We want the rule of law enforced in all of these courtrooms.
Thank you. Roger Weidner, folks. Thank you. Thank you, Roger.
Thank you very much.